With Cyclone Tauktae having just made its way past Mumbai, which of this month's OTT offerings have weathered the storm, if any? Stay tuned to find out. Greetings, this is the May episode of Asian Culture Vulture's Bird Eye Review Show with me, Natalie. With the last couple of months being quite girl power here on the show, it's time to swing the pendulum and let the boys take centre stage with a bromance, a bromance, and a pie-mance. Let's start with the bromance, some HisStoryy. Streaming from April 25th, HisStoryy is an 11-part serial on Alt Balaji. Wondering why there's an extra Y in the title? Well, Google ke paas iska jawab nahi hai, but for car not, Nat's here with the answer. Alt Balaji is part of the Balaji behemoth headed by Ekta Kapoor. The company is infamous for adding letters to all of their titles. Matlab, ek seedha sada title like Once Upon a Time in Mumbai ko unhone Once Upon a Time in Mumbai bana diya tha. One of these days, I, Natalie Barrass, should probably talk to a numerologist. Back to HisStoryy with the extra Y. It's not your regular boy meets girl plot setup. It's boy meets boy, who girl then meets with boy, and girl doesn't figure out that her boy/husband of 20 years is gay and has been with said boy/man for the last however many years. Thoda zyada ho jata hai, like heavy duty, but aisa hota hai life mein. And if you've grown up on the TV serials of Balaji, I guess pretty par for the course.
It's not even a choice. That's who they are.
Kunal, the male lead, is played by Satyadeep Mishra, his partner Preet by Mrinal Dutt, and credit to the actors, director and writer, because these homosexual characters are completely hatke from the cliché that we see in Bollywood. Sorry for the spoiler, stereotypes are literally being smashed. Not all gay guys are well dressed. As well as his, it's her story also, her being Sakshi, the hoodwinked wife of 20 plus years, played by Priya Mani.
Perfect life, a perfect marriage.
Effortlessly elegant and in control, bilkul tanish ke ad ke jaise, with her apparently perfect life transposing into a perfect lie in just one episode.
Too perfect, yeah.
I was surprised by how naturally the plot point of Kunal being gay and leaving his marriage was interwoven. The series isn't actually about being gay, it's about relationships, how we connect and disconnect from those around us. Ye series judge nahi karta, there's no judging. In fact, the only characters that are mocked are those who refuse to open their minds and act only with their own selfish interests at heart. The writing feels nuanced, less black or white, more shades of grey, though not in the way you're thinking. Incidentally, 50 Shades of Grey abhi bhi Netflix pe chal rahi hai. Maybe I should watch it again.
My tastes are very singular.
HisStory's subtlety actually surprised me. Parallels have been drawn with another Alt Balaji Z5 original, The Married Woman, except that series is of two women rather than two men. Amazing how these program makers just keep coming up with such original content.
Excuse me?
I've not seen it, so can't comment. However, having been impressed with HisStoryy, it might just make it onto my watch list. My criticism, if any, of the series, I would have preferred more grit, edge, and less polish. The entire production design is so saf and sutra, which detracts from the very real nature of the plotline and the characters within. So, to put it in a small box, or nutshell, HisStoryy is typically Ekta, a truckload of characters and some nuanced writing to make it fully bearable. HisStoryy, a breath of fresh air, 3 out of 5. Each episode of the Bird Eye Review Show covers 3 OTT releases from Hamara Ilaka. Watch it in full exclusively on the AsianCultureVulture.com YouTube channel. Subscribe and click the bell icon to get the latest updates of the latest shows on your shiny screens. On with our next review. Ahaan is a 2014 Hindi film that's just received its digital debut on Netflix. It's a sweet story of the friendship circle of Ahaan, a young man with Down syndrome, and is played by Abuli Mamaji. a young man with Down syndrome. This is actually his debut, and it's an incredible performance. The interactions between him and the other characters are a delicious piece of pie.
Anu auntie ko wo brownies de aao.
It's the bromance between Ahaan and Arif Zakaria's character, Ozzy, that leads the film.
Hold it there, young man. तुम अपने घर में भी क्या जूते पहन के घूमते हो?
Ozzy, a man with issues, is succumbing to his obsessive-compulsive disorder, to the point where his wife Anu, played by Niharika Singh, leaves him.
अनु रुक जाओ यार, क्या कर रही हो?
Let me go!
Anu keeps in friendly touch with Ahaan and offers to cook for him. Ozzy uses this to his advantage and has Ahaan help him get some of the good stuff.
Auntie, yes, sweetie.
His wife's delicious dinners.
Using poor Ahaan for your selfishness.
The film is simple and straightforward. Food and its preparation are a device to further the highlighting of simple pleasures and the way we connect with one another. Think the 100-foot journey or Eat, Pray, Love for its mouth-watering, taste bud tripping combined with Forrest Gump.
I'll pick you up.
Okay.
11:30 below where you stay. Our secret doesn't matter.
There is humour, there is tenderness, there is also a really weird song near the end which really shouldn't be there. The film basically spends most of its screenplay normalising Ahaan and his place in the world, then blows it all with a musical lip-sync number in which he's called a simpleton. Really weird insert. I'm also not fully on board with the depiction of OCD. As somebody with actual first-hand experience of it, there could have been a lot more brought out and more of the torment shown by those that have to deal with it.
Sex नहीं होता.
Lavita Potaka deserves a special mention for her bubbly, down-to-earthness. I've mentioned her before. She was one of the Bombay Begums. In Ahaan, she plays along as the love interest in a very kind and wholesome way. And finally, Arif Zakaria gets some much-deserved screen space. That guy has been in movies and serials since decades, in bit roles. At least now, he's on Netflix. Overall, I'd give 2.5 out of 5. I would have gone higher, but the song really threw me. Kind of like the wind through whatever was on my neighbour's balcony the other day. Would love to know what you thought of Ahaan or His Story. Do you agree with my ratings? Pop your review in the comments section, and before we tackle Radhe, see how quickly, literally the next day, people tackled the aftermath of the cyclone. Now, who is your most wanted by? Could it possibly be Salman as Radhe? Radhe, your most wanted by, released on May 13th in an unusual multi-platform drop, watchable not only in cinema but via Z5, Zplex and rival satellite channels including Tata Sky and Airtel Digital TV. It's an interesting business decision and one that makes perfect sense to an audience. Salman fans want to see him as soon as possible, not to be kept waiting, so they end up watching a bad copy on a low-res illegal download. I didn't even know 144p existed. And really, this film and its associated business decisions are banking on Salman's fan base because it's their only hope.
अगर अब कोई आगे बढ़ा, तो उसके ब्लैडर की जगह फेफड़ा होगा और लिवर की जगह किडनी.
Full disclosure, I'm not a fan, and this makes giving a fair review quite tricky. But I will try.
शहर में crime rate बहुत बढ़ गया है. We have to get this stopped.
Salman is Radhe, a super cop brought in to help flush out drug pushers targeting the youth of Mumbai.
Radhe.
Correction, Radhe is Salman, at least the carefully honed public-facing persona Salman is happy presenting. The bracelet, the do-gooding, the living at Galaxy, flirting with Jacqueline, nods to Big Boss, that belt-grabbing dance. Sab pehle dekhe hai yaar. It's nothing new. His stunt double runs fast and fights ably. Unfortunate though that he can't actually step in for Salman's acting.
उसका काम करने का अपना तरीका है.
अभी तो सिर्फ 3 इंच घुसाया.
There's zero range of emotion or chemistry or point to his co-star.
वैसे आपका नाम क्या है?
दिया.
किसने रखा?
मेरे भैया ने.
जब कभी मेरी बहन होगी, तो मैं उसका नाम नादिया रखूंगा. ना दिया।
और वो सलमान की मूवी ही किया जिसमें sexism नहीं हो. The only female with a sentence to say is Disha Patani, and quite frankly, she's wasted, made to appear kind of idiotic. At the point the script allows her anything resembling a decent interaction, she's speeded up and presented as a nag whose mouth needs physically closing with some gaffer tape. Hilarious.
बिल्कुल नहीं सर।
Encounter में मार दूंगा।
Jackie Shroff is looking good in his role of police chief and protective older brother of Disha, but his character has nowhere to go and gets tired easily. Perhaps the saviour is bad guy Randeep Hooda.
Good morning, Mumbai.
For me, he's the one to watch in it. Well, in anything really.
I love it.
Despite this being full-on garam masala, Hooda keeps his cool,
मुजरिम हूँ, जान से मारना पड़ेगा।
bringing the rawness from Extraction and making those fight scenes just about believable. The other thing that added a grounding note of realism was the decision to show characters actually in the toilet. Weird but true, and more than once.
97 encounters.
And remember, as everyone is shouting from the rooftops, Radhe wanted ka sequel nahi hai. Both include the word wanted, both with Salman and Prabhudeva. Lekin ye sequel nahi hai, kyunki bhai ne bola nahi hai. Zplex is Z's pay-per-view setup and is charging 249 rupees to see the film or 499 for an annual subscription to Z5. This is a good deal, and the other content available on the channel is worth watching. No doubt Radhe will have given the platform an upsurge in subscribers. So, was I blown away by Radhe harder than Tauktae?
Eid Mubarak.
Best thing about Radhe, it's an Eid Masala Mubarak of a snappy 1 hour and 49 minutes. So, shorter than other bad movies done by either Salman or Prabhudeva. Worst thing, 149 minutes is far too long. Radhe is a lot of hot air, puffing and posturing by Salman. Why these reviewers say otherwise is baffling. A storm in a teacup. 2 out of 5. That's all for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and like here, there, and well, just about anywhere. Share the love. Until next time, this was the ACV Bird Eye Review Show, and I am still your host and dosed, Natalie.
Well.